Hey everybody, so today I wanted to make some spices and I wanted to bring you all along with me on my journey to making some spices and powdered vegetables and maybe in the future some fruits. With that being said, I already went to the store and I already picked up some herbs and some vegetables. Just to let you all know, I am making my own herbs, so I don't have to continually rely to going to the store to get certain things. But until then, I'll just be working with what I can get my hands on, especially what's going on in the world today. With that, I want to tell you what I got from the store. I ended up getting some peppers. And I'll be definitely grinding these up after I, dehydrate them. And I also got me some rosemary. I got me some oregano and also some thyme. I also got me some sage, some parsley, as you can see. I also got me some onions, some mint, some beets, some garlic, some turmeric, and some ginger. And a lot of times I end up using a lot of my herbs in my teas or when I'm cooking, because for a temporary time I am going vegan just for a short time just to see how I feel about it. But with that being said, I wanted to bring you all along with me on my journey to creating these herbs and powders. One of the things or the reasons why that I'm going this route is because, one, they're expensive. To get really wholesome herbs from the store can usually cost about $4 to $5, $6, sometimes $7 I've seen them for. But also not just that, I have a sensitivity to gluten, and I have been noticing that I have been reacting to certain spices I have gotten from the store, and I have come to learn that some spices may have cross-contamination with gluten products. So it made a lot of sense why certain ingredients or certain spices were actually cheaper. But with all that being said, I'm trying to save some income on my end, and maybe you can save some income on your end if you go this route, and maybe this might be a better alternative if you're doing it yourself. With that being said, I don't want to keep talking. I wanted to show you the jars that I got from the dollar store and also my food dehydrator that I have. And I ended up getting an extra 4 layer of these, so I've now got 8, and I'll be able to do a lot more than what I previously has been able to do in the past. With all that being said, I want to bring you all along with me, and I'm not going to be too long on these because this is a lot of vegetables, but I'll simply get straight to the point so that you all will have something that you can use and reference by when you want to decide to make your own powders or your spices. With that, let's get started. So what I wanted to do was wash some vegetables that I have here. I'm going to start off with washing some peppers that I have. For those who may not know, I actually live in New York and there's a pandemic happening. And so what I'm going to do this time around, which I believe that anybody should do, is use soap to wash their vegetables. So that's what I'm going to do. Some people disagree. Some people say use vinegar. I mean, those things help, but I like to be thorough and clean with my vegetables. And I want to make sure that they're good and clean. I'm not, transferring or, doing whatever. So I'm just going to do that with the vegetables here. With some other things, I may use vinegar. Next time I may use vinegar. But this time around, I'm just being a little cautious with everything happening. So I'm just going to just wash everything with soap and water. I'm going to treat the herbs a little differently. But with that being said, I might just do a quick vinegar bath with the herbs. So while the herbs are drying, I'm going to start working on the onions and the garlic, the turmeric, and the ginger, with also the peppers and the beets. So as you can see, I have all the dry herbs that I let sit out after I had washed them. I also have the cut up onions and the beets and the pepper and the garlic and also the turmeric and the ginger. Now what I'm about to do is throw them in the food dehydrator. I'm gonna let them be in there and sit in there for about a good 8 to 10 hours. I am most likely going to check up on them every once in a while. So I make sure that I don't overburn or over dry anything. But other than that, that's just pretty much it. This pretty much took me half the day to cut all up and sort out. So by the time I get back to the food dehydrator, it'll most likely be in the morning. So it has been several hours, probably like 5 to 6 hours, and I want to check up on it, show you all what it looks like. So that is the beets. That's what they look like now. From what I see, they do need a little bit more drying. I'm going to let them sit in here for at least another 6 hours, 5 or 4 hours. It depends. I'll just keep checking. From what I see, these are looking pretty decent. But what I might do, from what I'm feeling, I might actually put these to the top and give them some chance to actually dry. I'm going to look at the other ones. And then we have the peppers. The peppers look like they're doing very good. I see now how I might actually need to buy more. Because they look like there's a lot when you cut them up, but I might need to buy some more. But I also see, as you saw, that some of the peppers have fallen through, but that's all right. I'll just pick them out. And that is the garlic, I believe. I'm not going to go through all the trays because there's another time for that. I'm going to let these sit. I'm going to move these trays around so that some of these vegetables have time to actually dehydrate. I'm going to place this one near the bottom, and I'm going to move the onions near the top to give them a chance to dry. So that's just pretty much it. I'm going to let it sit for at least another 4 to 5, 6 hours and see how they come along. With that, I want to move forward. So here we have it. Herbs and vegetables, they came out of the food dehydrator very well. I'm looking forward to grinding them up and turning them into a powder. I have my coffee grinder ready. I'm definitely loving the colors of all of these vegetables and the herbs. Especially the turmeric and the peppers and some of these other herbs like the rosemary and the sage. It just looks interesting that the herbs and the vegetables have their own color. It makes you want to start dyeing your own things. But with all that being said, I got the jars ready. I'm ready to start turning these into a powder. And some of these won't be turned into a powder. I'm just going to leave them as is. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in a jar. If I need to break them into any smaller pieces, I'll just do it with my hands. But with that, that's just pretty much it. It's time to go to the next step. So here we have it. We have our spices ready. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and put these herbs in their right jars. I am thinking about also putting this pepper back through the dehydrator at least one more time just to make sure it's dry, because I do see it's clumping up a little bit, which is suggesting that there's some moisture in here. I don't want no moisture in there. So I don't want no spoilage happening, and I'll just run it through the machine probably one more time. We will see. With that being said, these were the two that I put back in there, which is the beets and the onions. I put it in there for about a good 2 hours, and it was pretty much good to go. The onion powder came out just fine. So with that, I have my funnel that I'm going to use to pour my spices or powders into the jars. As you can see, I have my jars here ready. I got the labels ready. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure there's no moisture inside, as I'm seeing here. And then I'm just going to start pouring my herbs and my powders and spices all in the jar. So with that, let's get the filling. Have the end result. As you can see, I have all of my spices in their jars. I'm quite excited about this because I'm actually looking forward to doing more of these. I think next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one herb or spice at a time, especially if you want to avoid cross-contamination, then that might be your route to go. So I would suggest that you would clean your material, do your herbs, clean, and then get ready for the next setup, because I found myself doing this process pretty much separating a lot of things. Luckily I knew what some things were, but other than that, that's not a big deal for you. Go ahead and do all at one time. I will mention this, I have actually saved the skins of the turmeric and the ginger, and I also got the onion and the garlic skins. And I dehydrated these two so far, and I realized I don't want to waste anything. I want to use this. So I have noticed that I've been using this for the teas that I have been cooking, or steeping, and it's just been working out pretty well. So I don't want to waste anything if I don't have to. I do have my basil plant in the corner, which I plan on making some basil herbs, and I do have some jars for those. But with all that being said, I enjoy the process, and I hope that y'all enjoy the process too. I believe right now one of my favorite spices so far is the ginger, and my reason is because people don't understand. Like I know what ginger smells like, but this smells like real like it takes your breath away. But one thing I've noticed, that I be smelling these, like I be coming in here just to smell them, not even just using them for cook, but just to smell them, and memories will come up. They'll be summoned. And so I have some pretty much good ideas what I want to do in regards to doing my own fruits next time. But with that, I have been enjoying these. I'm pretty much looking forward to doing some teas as well. I can see some of these being used as a tea. I do have some not garlic, but some dandelion that I want to use. I do have some dandelions that I picked some time ago. I'm supposed to be going out and picking some dandelions soon, so hopefully I might do a video on that. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, definitely ask below. Definitely like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.